Hello, cadets. My name is General Lemuel T. Howitzer, retired. And with me here for this show of General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing Room is Major Hazzard.
Major Hazzard, as I change my...
Do you not salute an officer when you come in the room?
Yes, General, retired, yes.
Retired. All right. Let's explain the show for the people who are watching and what we're doing here. I was a general who used to work for the Pentagon, the Special Monsters Division, and we were hoping to show clips from this training film from 1962. It's by Allied artists. It's a training film called Day of the Triffids. So it's kind of an old training film, but there's a lot of valuable information in this film that we'd like to share with you. Unfortunately, because the social media today is skittish about showing clips in their shows, we have to just show you pictures. And I'm going to do a timeline of the movie and tell you little things that I noticed in the movie. And again, we're going to let the crowd who are watching chat with us and tell us how they feel about these things in the movie. Does that sound okay to you, Major Hazzard?
Aye, General.
Aye. Seriously. Okay. Obviously, we're aboard a pirate ship now.
We're aboard a pirate ship, but the main thing to remember is that Major Millie is from Yonkers, New York.
Yes. Oh, your accent finally showed up.
My accent finally
How
showed
nice.
up, and that's it took a little bit of a while, but it's there.
How
And
nice.
I'll call you later. The main way to remember is to say I'll call you later. And I like to get a bagel down there in the South Bronx. And I don't know, I'm a big fan of yours, General, and I'm so excited to do this monster show with you. You know, ever since I was a little girl growing up in Yonkers, I've always liked monster shows. And this Triffids thing, when you told me about it, I was like, this is so cool, because I love studying monsters. You are from the monster division, and to me, I only knew about them from the media. I didn't know there were real monsters in the world, but there's actual real monsters in the world.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I learned.
Oh, yeah. You're going to learn a lot here, Major. Again, she's new, folks.
I'm here to
work in
learn.
progress.
I'm here to learn. You can see my lab coat. This wonderful person named Rory Penland actually sent it to me. I don't know why someone would be so nice like that. He's like this really great guy. He's a talk show host. I don't know if you heard of him. His name is Rory Penland, you know. He's an impressionist, but he's an impressionist. He's an artist. He knows how to do, he has an iconic art project, you know, and it's really amazing, but he can paint all kinds of stuff. In fact, I think I should get him to paint you. What do you think, General?
That has nothing to do with this here, okay? I'm glad he sent you the lab coat. Yeah, that's nice.
I just think it would be really nice, because I think you're an iconic general, and a lot of people in American history aren't really aware of what you've done for the service that you've done for our country, General. I think you're entirely too humble about the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Let's get back to what we were talking about.
He's so humble, everybody. He's so humble.
Which was Day of the Triffids. Can you show the poster for this training film, please, for the audience?
Oh, I'm so sorry, General. I kind of like stopped sharing that one, and oops, I think I'm going to have to go and put it back on. So maybe you can talk to the nice people.
Well, okay, I can talk to the audience for a second while you do that. That's fine.
A little bit about the
That's
work
fine.
you did with
Give a
the
little
monsters.
background.
Yeah, give us a little background, because you did so much to protect us, you know. Talk about monsters and your involvement with monsters, you know.
Yes.
While I'm doing it. Okay.
Wow, she does prattle on. Okay. A little background about me and how I got involved with the monster division at the Pentagon. In Grenada, I did a tour in Grenada. We were up against a giant iguana in the jungle, and I evidently was helpful in helping to dispatch that said giant iguana. And again, they put me in a big monsters division, and since then I've tackled several different big monsters over the ages, and that has given me the training to do this show, so to speak.
What is a big monster? Talk about what a big monster.
The Japanese call them kaiju. It's a monster that's over 25, usually over 25 feet tall. On this show, we call it the Big Monster Briefing Room. So most of what we talk about will be kaiju, giant monsters. But there will be times when we talk about, other kinds of monsters like aliens and zombies and things like that. The military has released they have a website about how to protect yourself against zombies. I had a big hand in that.
But I mean, are zombies real? Like I did by a virus.
Well, yes, of course.
I didn't know they were real. I thought that was just in the movies, So I'm just here to learn. But like honestly,
they're out there. Monsters are out there.
If you're telling me that monsters are real, then what should we be doing, General Retired? I mean, should we be like barricading?
Well, and that's why we're doing this show to educate people.
Oh, okay. Well, I found the poster, General. If you want me to put.
Okay, let's see that poster for this training film for this week. It's called Day of the Triffids. There we go. It's a little small, but that's okay.
It's a little small. It's not a big monster. It's a little monster. I don't know.
Well, the poster's little.
It's just a little, but can you tell the people about what a Triffid is and what is a Triffid?
A Triffid is a giant plant from another planet. Actually, it's an extraterrestrial life form that has made its way into our atmosphere, and they grow very large. And they can actually uproot themselves and move around by their roots. Their roots are like legs. They can pull themselves along, and rather quickly. And they lash out at people with their vines, which if they slash you with their vines, you get poison, and you are paralyzed, and they can eat you. They also spit that poison at people if they can't get close enough, and it paralyzes you. Again, it's a green poison, and it paralyzes you, and then they eat you. So it's a man-eating plant from outer space.
They could also eat women too. I feel like if I was in the presence of a Triffid, they might actually like eat me as well. General.
Yes, of course. Yes, they eat women too.
Yeah, just letting you know. But
and puppies and kitties. Okay.
They'll definitely eat
whatever they can latch onto. They'll eat it.
But
they're carnivorous.
They're very carnivorous, and
they don't eat cereal.
They don't. They definitely do not eat cereal. They're very dangerous. What planet are they from, General?
This we don't know. They don't explain in the training film where they really came from, just from outer space.
Yeah, this is like a documentary, like a training film, and it's. I feel like it was actually top secret for a while, but now we're able to share it with nice people. Do you know why they made that decision that we're allowed to talk about it?
I'll go along with that. It was released in 1962, and yes, the general public saw it. And then it stayed on the vault on the shelves for a while. And again, we are bringing this training film back. We have been posting the link to the YouTube video. It's been on YouTube for years, and we've been posting that link so our audience can watch the film, and they'll know what I'm talking about when I do the timeline here.
They're gonna get so much more out of it. And if you haven't seen the training film yet, people, there's not too late. You can actually pause this right here if you're on the replay, and you can go watch it, or you can watch us here live, and then you'll be totally prepared for the training film. I don't want you to miss out on it.
Again, if you miss this show live, you can find it on YouTube, and again, you can watch Day of the Triffids at your leisure, and then you can watch this afterwards and learn something.
Exactly. Can I take down the poster, General?
Yes, you can. That would be fine.
Thank you. Thank you
there we
so
go.
much. Okay.
All right. So, by the way, I have a shelf of kaiju behind me here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's lots of different kaiju here. That's just kind of my display case, showing off trophies, that kind of thing. This is Mecha Godzilla, the original. Anyway,
what is mecha? What does mecha mean?
Mecha means mechanical. It's short. It's a hip thing.
Can I see the Mecha Godzilla?
Mecha King Ghidorah, Mecha Kong, they're all out there.
You want to hold up the Mecha Godzilla? Because I've heard
the Mecha Godzilla. Here,
I've heard of Godzilla, but I never heard of no Mecha Godzilla before.
Okay, this is the original Mecha Godzilla right here.
Wow. Why is his eyes red like that?
Nice design, yeah. And again, that's from built by aliens from outer space. These are usually our biggest threats, are aliens from outer space. Who's the guy in the wheelchair? the famous scientist or famous intelligent guy.
Oh, he was really smart, you know, and he was in a wheelchair and he had a robotic
Hawking.
voice and everything.
Stephen Hawking said, "Don't send messages to outer space. They're going to come here and try to take over,
because
or they'll come and try to eat us."
I know.
It's a cookbook.
What makes us feel like they're going to be friendly, General? What makes
Yeah,
us
it's not going to be E.T.
It's not going to be E.T.
It's going to be more like Alien or Predator.
One of our fans is named Mr. Bob Ross, and he had an observation about the monster, and he said this one was eating a salami Swiss on rye. I really like that because up in Yonkers, I used to always get my salami Swiss on rye and a bagel, you know. So it looked like I had some microbial added protein.
Is he talking about the Triffids?
I think so. I think he's talking
slice a Triffid and put it on a sandwich.
Yeah, because now, General, that's a good question for you because you study big monsters. What are the situation about like culinary applications of a big monster? Do you think we could eat like a Trifid? Because sometimes they eat us,
as they are poisonous, I would think that's not a good idea.
Oh,
not a good idea at all.
That's true because I forgot about that they're actually poisonous. So, Mr. Bob Ross, that was really good, but we're gonna have to say negative on that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's get to the timeline of this training film. At the very beginning of the film, again, it's from Allied Artists, so it's in the public domain now. It's on YouTube. You can find it, Day of the Triffids. If the film starts out with a narration about how the dangers of something, that's usually, that doesn't go well. So that's how this film starts out. It starts out with a British narration, and it usually means bad things are going to happen. Phase one of their attack is a meteorite shower. What we learned from this is never look directly into a celestial phenomenon. Okay, only idiots look directly at eclipses. Okay, that's not pointed at anyone in particular. But I know I'm not wrong about this. Don't look directly into celestial phenomena because you might go blind. And that's exactly what happens here with everybody. Everybody looks at it, ooh, ah, ee, ah, and they go blind. This training film was created in 1962, and we have all sorts of protective eye gear that we've created since then. So this might not be as big a problem today as it was back then. Okay, now at minute 13, we have our first victim. Okay, we know the Triffids grow quickly. There he is. And they can walk by pulling themselves along by their roots. And if they hit you with one of their vines, you're paralyzed, and it allows them to eat you, which is what happened to this poor guy here. He was in a green hothouse.
That's the poison because it has a paralyzing effect on the human body.
Right. And evidently it affects the light in the room too. I don't know. He looks kind of bluish, and then again later on, some guy gets hit with the poison, and he turns green. So there it is.
It does something to the skin. I feel like it changes something like your hue of your skin. It changes it. It's something about the poison, and I don't know if you ever learned about that, about the science or biology behind that, General, but it's very interesting. I've only seen that with the Triffid before.
Right. You know more about that. You're the scientist, so you know more about the poisons than I do. I just know that, they paralyze you and allow you to get eaten, and you're dead.
That's right.
And they don't care that you're dead because, it's just like tenderizer. I mean, they
don't care at all. They don't care.
They just suck you up. They eat you right down. At minute 20, everybody's blinded, we find out, by watching the celestial happening. And a doctor throws himself out of a window because he's blind. Well, so much for Hippocratical oath, huh? Or maybe it's a hypocritical oath. He jumps right out the window. That's nice. You can still help people and you're blind, And by the way, here's a great picture here. Everybody's blind, and this poor guy, he's got sight. Don't tell anyone you can see if everybody's blind, okay? Because then everyone's going to want to use you, all right? So you don't want to be, walking people all around. You want to stay unencumbered when you're fighting monsters, okay? It's just a nightmare. So don't tell anybody you can see. Just pretend you're blind like everybody else. That's my advice to you. Minute 30. Okay, I know it's London in this movie, but stay out of the fog, okay, at all costs. You want good visibility when you're fighting monsters. That was the first picture that she was showing, was the fog, and the Triffid in the background of the fog. And this picture actually shows us that if everybody goes blind at the same time, cities burn. All right, that's what happens. Everybody goes blind. That's it. It's all hell breaks loose and cities burn. So these guys get in a boat. They're headed for Paris, I think. If you find a Triffid growing near your home, use some weed killer. You know, you know. I mean, and these are man-eating space plants, and you don't want to get too close, but you know, maybe you can chop it up with a weed whacker. Okay, and there you go. You can chop the head off. Chop the head off of the creature. You separate the brain from the body. Bingo. It's just like zombies and vampires, right? Not really in this case. The plant actually in this movie was able to reattach its head to itself and come back alive. So kill the brain. Squash the brain. Kill the brain. You kill the monster.
Yes, and that's because you're severing some of the neural system, you know, like the nervous system, the neuro. But when you do something like that, I'm just speaking as a scientist. I mean, I know I'm a major and stuff, but, you know, I also studied, and this has to do with, like, biology. And the thing about the Triffid is that they're flora and fauna. You know, they're flora and fauna. It was a very unique situation. So I just wanted to say it, you know, and just wanted to pop in to say that.
Yeah, very, very good. Very good pointing that out. Because these are monsters that are plants, yeah, they can reattach themselves together. And again, a vampire can put its head back on and fix itself. It takes time for it to heal, but it can fix itself. So you got to kill the brain. Kill the brain, you kill the monster. Zombies, same thing. There was a movie where a zombie got his head almost all the way cut off. His head was back behind his body, and then he actually did a thing where he flipped his head forward, bit somebody. You know, again, it can happen. Got to kill the brain. At minute number 43, don't go to Paris, okay? If there's a big monster breakout, don't go to Paris. They don't have good fighting skills with monsters.
Something about the Parisians, and I don't know what it is, but there's something about the Parisians and monsters. I don't trust them. I'd rather be with an American like yourself, General. I'm just going to say.
Again, this photo proves.
They don't have big monster experts in their military or something. I don't know why. Maybe the Parisians need to be getting on that, but I would much rather be with you, General, if a big monster comes around.
Not very good at fighting monsters. Not so good. So yeah, that's not a good place to go. How do our crowd who are watching feel about that? Any statements? Okay, none. All right.
Well, Mr. Bob War said it's okay because nobody can see it burning. I don't know. That's what he was saying.
Nobody can see it burning. That was a pretty big visual of them going away in a boat as the city was burning. There's a scene in the movie too where everybody on an airplane is blind, including the pilots, and of course the plane crashes, and it's very moving. So, in any way, never follow a man-eating plant into the woods. Bad idea. That's minute 100, 1 hour. I'm sorry, 1 hour. 1 hour and 2 minutes, we have this picture here. If you have to, if need be, you can use another human as a shield against the Triffid attacks. You can. I know it's kind of cold, but, you know, if the person may be dead already, yeah, you can just lob them on your back, and then that'll keep the poison off you. So you can do that. That's a good move. I wouldn't do it with a living person, which is what happened here, and he unfortunately died because of it. But yeah. Again, you can use stuff to cover yourself, to protect yourself from the poison and the vines.
You know, M.M. Farwell, she said she's really a patriot because she says she stands with the general. You know, that's the thing, M.M., is I stand with the general, too. Thank you so much for your support because this man right here, I'm just going to tell you, he's very humble. He doesn't talk about his career, but without him, I feel like we would have been overrun by big monsters in this country or possibly the world many, many years ago. So I just want to let everyone know that he's doing these training films. He's going point by point. Everyone needs to be taking notes. I'm taking notes down here, you know. But the reason why we don't have zombies and Triffids and stuff like that right now is because of the work that he and his team has been doing. So thank you for recognizing that.
Well, and thank you. I seriously think you might have been dropped on your head as a child, though. Okay.
Why does everybody always say that to me? I know that it's like my head is a little misshapen. I'm going to get some hairspray. I'll be right back.
Okay. At minute 105, can't get good help these days. At 105, if you're hunkered up waiting for help, don't play loud music. Okay, don't have a party. All right. I mean, that's like ringing a dinner bell for Triffids and zombies and the like. They know you're there. Yeah, see, look at this. Triffids busting through the windows because, hey, they know there's a party going on. There's a party going on. So, yeah, they go in there to eat. Ding, 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 ding. Ring the dinner bell. So, yeah, no loud music. Just stay quiet. If you stay quiet, you won't have as many problems. At 1 hour and 11 minutes, when you're driving away from space plants, wow, an ice cream truck. They pick an ice cream truck. Seriously. I would have gone for a better choice. Maybe like an off-road vehicle would have been better, maybe, but there it is. Sometimes you're stuck with an ice cream truck. At 1 hour and 19 minutes, electrified fence. Now, there's a decent idea. Electrified fence, but as we find out in the movie, it's not as effective as the idea. So, can we roll that picture up? There it is. Yeah, I mean, if there's a lot of Triffids like you see here, like a horde of Triffids or a herd of Triffids, then yeah, there's going to be so many of them, they're just going to be laying across each other as they die on the fence, and then the fence is going to come down. And yeah, not as good an idea. Now, 2 minutes later, flamethrower. Much better idea. Flamethrower will handle more of them faster. Better deterrent. Why didn't somebody think of this sooner in the film? Flamethrower. The cities are burning anyway, right? Okay. The ice cream truck could be used as a diversion. All right, I admit it. I'm eating humble pie now. Eat and grow. Yes, ice cream truck, good diversion. All right. So if you can find an ice cream truck, yeah, you can get monsters to go away from people you don't want to get eaten. They can climb stairs. At 1 hour and 29 minutes, a Triffid actually climbs a set of stairs. Great. We can't even go up high ground to get away from these things. Seawater dissolves them, as we see here. It dissolves them, but be careful not to inhale the toxic green residue gas, which will be the next picture. And watch out for that residue slime. That's Janet Scott. Great actress. So yeah, there's a residue slime that they leave as well, and got to be careful of that. Don't be eating any of that. Don't be inhaling any of that. So we find out that seawater kills these things. It dissolves them. So there is the major way to dispatch a Triffid if you have one come near your home. Just mix up some salt water, and spray the sucker. If you got a super soaker, hey, fill it up. You do this with giant leeches too. Salt. They don't like salt. Not good. Doesn't. It'll go away. Let's put it that way. It'll die. It'll move away. It won't want to come near you if you got something with salt. So, just like hypertension. So, all right. So now we're going to open up the floor for the audience. Any questions? Any comments? How would you kill a Triffid? Don't think I'll inhale that nasty gas. Well, yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to get a Triffid growing in your lungs. I think that would happen. I think you might grow Triffids in your lungs. That might happen. Get my ex-wife to take care of the plants. Okay. Sam Kinnison's here, folks. Yes, a super soaker. These are high-powered water guns that you use when you go to the pool and the beach. And again, you can put stuff in it. You can put holy water in them to kill vampires. They're great. They're great to have around the house. Hey, put some Roundup in there. If it kills humans, it'll kill Triffids, I bet. It's weed killer. Roundup. If nothing else, you can throw all the lawyers that come to your house that are looking for Roundup people. Throw them to the Triffids. Let them eat lawyers. Good idea. Sacrifice some lawyers for the greater good.
Hey, I highly resent that because I actually went to law school before I went and got my PhD in biology.
Why did I
So
know
I'm
you were
just
going to say that?
I'm just gonna let you know. I love you, General, but I highly resent that. My brother, he's a neurosurgeon and he's also a justice. So I'm just gonna say that, of a state. I'm not gonna say the state, but I'm highly educated, General. I'm just reminding everybody.
Just one more reason to love you. Rip out teeth, cut off arms, chain them up. Well, the problem is these are space plants, and we don't know how, they can regrow things. Like if you chop off a tentacle, not a tentacle, a vine, it'll probably grow back. If you chop out, I don't think they have really teeth per se. They've probably got something to munch you up with, but yeah. But again, they'll probably grow back. I missed that big long question that just was here a minute ago. Monsters I saw was dumpster diving, and he was eating a salami and Swiss on rye. You are stuck on this salami on rye thing. You know, with a little monster pate on top. I love lamp. What the hell does that mean? Do I need a permit for my super soaker? No. No, they're illegal. They're fully legal weapons. So yeah, just go out to the Walmart, and you can probably get 2 or 3 of them on sale. And fill them up with some salt water, and keep them around in case the Triffids get close. The round will only make the monsters mutate. Oh, that's a good point. They might just mutate. You got to be careful if they mutate. There's actually another training film, Day of the Triffids. It was actually a short, like TV miniseries from England. I haven't seen that. I got to watch that. That's a more up-to-date version. This one was available on YouTube, though. I don't want to make my training films available to my audience, so they're on YouTube. I saw what I saw. Well, good. Thanks for reporting that. This is so informative. Thank you, G. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. We're here to help. That's why we're here. Salute. Yes, indeed. Next week on the show, we're going to watch a movie that you're probably familiar with, a training film, called Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. So in that, we have Godzilla himself from Japan. We also have Ebirah, the giant lobster. Thank you. I'm better looking than him. And Mothra, all in the same movie. So we can talk about 3 monsters and how to dispatch them all in the same movie. But as we've said this evening, the best way to handle these monsters now is with salt water, as we found out. And don't play loud music. Don't make a lot of noise, because they can hear you. That's how they find you. They hear you. So Triffids obviously have ears of some kind. Chop off the head, squash the brain, no problem. But if you don't want to get too close to them, get a super soaker, fill it with salt water. Or a fire hose hooked up to a hot water tank. Salt water tank. Okay, any other questions? I'm here for you. I'm here to inform. Godzilla rules. Yes, he does. Godzilla is the king of the monsters. He's the toughest monster in the universe to kill. Believe me, I know it. I know it better than anybody. Sir, yes, sir. I had a sergeant friend of mine that used to say, when people call him sir, he'd say, "Hey, don't call me that. I work for a living." One of my favorite lines from the military. So, again, I'm a retired general, and again, I have experience with killing giant monsters and monster mania. Any questions? I don't know. Share the start. But if you gotta go, you gotta go. Bob, have you been drinking? just want to know. Okay, so again, today we discussed a training film called Day of the Triffids, a training film from Allied Films. It was released in 1962. If you haven't seen it, you can see it on YouTube. The links are on my ads for this show. You can find them on my Rory Penland's feed, I think. Again, or just do a search on YouTube and you can find it, watch it, and come back and watch this show and watch our commentary and what we've learned from watching that training film. And I think this is the show. Major, are you still here?
I'm still here, but there's a couple more comments. I'm going to put them on right now.
All right. Okay. I can barely see this. Is it okay to leave people you don't like behind if you evacuate? Okay. Here's what I told you before. if you can see and they can't, don't encumber yourself with a bunch of blind people. Okay, that's what the Triffids want. All right, just don't just be unencumbered so you can fight Triffids without the people that are blind who are going to hold you back and hold you and slow you down. I'm tired. Seeing I was retired. Okay. Love this show. Thank you very much. We're going to be doing a whole lot more of them, and we're going to be talking about a bunch of different monsters. Again, I've got about 50 of these planned now, and I mean, again, the training films are out there. They're out there. They're on YouTube. I came to remind you, do you have to pee? No, I don't. Major Hazzard, do you have to pee?
I definitely do have to pee, and we want to thank Clayton James Hicks. He always comes and makes sure that we are taking care of our bodies. And, so I'm hydrating because, I'm a biologist and I like to hydrate. So I'm hydrating, and that means I got to go pee. And that's really healthy for the human body. Before we leave, General, I want you to maybe tell the people a little bit more about some of the things behind you on this shelf and how it has to do with your career. Just a few of them, because there's a couple more comments coming in as well. I'm going to load them up.
Some more comments. Okay, this is a statue of Megalon. And believe it or not, he's a giant cockroach. You can see his back. He's a giant cockroach is what he was. He looks kind of funky, but there it is. And over here we have a sea monster called Titanosaurus. Again, another little trophy of mine that I got for, we handled him a long time ago. So, what do I have here? This is Rodan, another Japanese kaiju. They call him Raydon in Japan. We call him Rodan. He's a flying pterodactyl. And you can't see this one here, so I'm going to bring it up here. This is, no, it's not Mothra. This is Megaguirus, which is like a giant mosquito. Got a pointy tail there. Giant mosquito. So that's annoying. For Godzilla. He fought Godzilla. We'll probably be showing that one on this, or we're talking about that one on this show in the near future. A lot of people have not seen the Godzilla training films from the 90s. And most of them are actually posted on YouTube. So there will be times when we will ask you to watch a Japanese training film with English subtitles. So there it is. Let me see if I can find. Okay, let me pull this one. No, I don't want to pull that one out. Oh, here's a good one. This is King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah is a 3-headed space dragon. Got giant bat wings, gold scales on his body, and 3 heads, which makes it difficult. So there you go. Again, we this is Zilla. This is the American version of Godzilla, the first one from 1998, I believe it was, that training film. And yeah, anyway. Okay, so I've shown you some of the kaiju there, and again, we're gonna have a lot of good things coming up on this show. We hope that you will tune in. I have not been drinking. I am just naturally drunk. Okay, very good. A natural high. Those Toho films are harder to find. I love Gamera. Gamera movies are usually, those are in the public domain. So again, we'll probably be doing some Gamera films on here as well. There's a few of them that I really like that are good and informative. So sure. That's what I do. Inform you about what's out there, the training films. And the monsters.
How can people get in touch with you, General, if they want to talk about this or they're seeing this on the replay? We always
if you want to write to me, you can write to me at my email, which is generalhowitzer@gmail.com. And I'll answer your questions. I'll do my best to answer your questions. And again, you can watch the show here and comment if you have a comment about some other monster that you want to know about. I'll do my best to answer your questions.
Okay, and then we want to tell everybody to please hang out because right here on Tarda Media Network, right after this, at 7 o'clock Eastern, in just about 20 minutes, we're going to have No Icing with Drita. So I've just been told to be talking about that No Icing with Drita will be going live in about 20 minutes right here on this network.
All right. Okay. Very good.
Okay. All right.
So no icing with Drita.
No icing with Drita, and she's an amazing woman. She's a beautiful woman, and she's a funny woman. She has a lot of stories, and I think we're gonna have some cool guests coming on. So I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna watch it. You gonna watch it, General? You want to watch it with me? Maybe I'll get you some coffee, and we can watch it together. I don't know.
All right. I've got my drink right here. I'm good. So,
oh, okay. And Mr. Bob Ross said, Mr. Bob Ross said, "Thank you, Major Hazzard and General Howitzer. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me that you're watching Bob Ross. And I don't know if you're the same Bob Ross who paints the pictures, but I really like those pictures.
No, he's dead.
Clouds.
The happy tree guy is dead.
Are you telling me ghosts
he passed
real
away.
too? Are ghosts real too? The paranormal is real too?
I think this is another Bob Ross.
I don't know.
He wants to be his own Bob Ross. Don't pigeonhole the guy. He's living in the shadow of an artist.
I don't know. If
living in the shadow of a PBS legend. Don't make it worse for him.
Okay, everybody, let's go watch No Icing with Drita, and I'll see everybody. We'll see everybody next week again, which is going to be on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern again, right here again. And
Thursday.
What are we going to be doing? Which training film?
It's Thursday, isn't it?
General? Oh,
today's Thursday, right?
I'm so sorry. Look at that. That's because I was bumped on my head.
Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 3 p.m. Pacific. And again, next week, our training film is Godzilla versus the Sea Monster.
That's the thing, because people love Godzilla, right? So everybody's
going
to see Godzilla, and who's the nemesis again in that one? Who's coming up against Godzilla?
Actually, the nemesis is not the monsters in the movie. That's the interesting thing about this training film. The nemesis is actually an army called the Red Bamboo, I think is the name of the army.
Oh, that's going to be
something
very
like that.
interesting. I'm looking forward to watching it, General.
So, but Godzilla's there, and Mothra's there, and Ebra.
I love Mothra.
Ebra, the giant sea monster, which is actually a giant lobster.
Do you like to eat lobster, General? Maybe we could have a lobster dinner sometime.
Love it.
I make a
Let's not give away any clues for next week, though.
Okay, let's not give away any clues. But there's one more comment. There's always another comment. But this one said Roger Corman made a film called Bucket of Blood.
Bucket of Blood, yes.
Public domain, and it's awesome. So maybe we can be watching Bucket of Blood.
That's more of an artistic thing. It's not really a monster per se. What I'm trying to do is monsters, like the killer shrews, giant leeches, that kind of thing.
Because you are from the big monster division, so it makes sense, General. I also want to greet my friend Aaron Cohen. I can't even say his name because I'm doing this Yonkers bit, But anyways, Aaron Cohen.
Does that affect your pronunciation?
Apparently it does. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard. I got to do another one right after this one. I got to be someone else right after. But anyways, Aaron Cohen, he's an amazing musician. He's a writer, and he's really cool. He's a personal friend of mine. So everybody, if you want to go follow Aaron Cohen, just because he's laughing right now. He really likes this show. But it's all very serious business, Hal. I don't know why you're laughing, because this is very serious. We're talking about big monsters. And big monsters are real things. We found out we're watching training films and all that, doing our American
all right,
thing.
Addie's Miss Hazzard.
Okay, that's right. Well, thank you, General, for your service. And I'll just let everybody know, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next Thursday. And we'll see you at...
Yes, thank you for watching. And again, if you didn't catch it the first time around, watch the movie. It's on YouTube, and you can watch this afterwards and see what we have to say about the movie.
Thank you,
everybody. The training film.
Bye, everybody.